Hello, everyone. It's Moringa Benefits time again, and I am as so excited as I am every other time. I'd like to introduce to you a certified health coach and holistic wellness practitioner, and she's the founder of Healing Through Nutrition. It's her passion to inspire people to create a healthy lifestyle with natural remedies. It helps them improve their health and wellness so they can live joyfully, confidently, and disease free with more energy and longevity. As a wellness practitioner and personal health mentor for over 6 years, she is deeply committed to the health of every client and offers a customized coaching experience where you partner with her to achieve your health goals. Moment to moment, week to week, ever how you want to do it, she is there for you. And right now, it is my pleasure to introduce Jane Garvison. Take it away.
All right. Thank you so much, Gail. Your words are always kind. And Chaplain, I always appreciate your prayer before we start recording here. So I am going to go ahead and share my screen. We're going to be talking about allergies today. And there we go. So one, we want to know what causes them and how to heal holistically is what we're trying to accomplish, right? And so I think we all either struggle with seasonal allergies, food allergies, or environmental allergies, or we know someone who does. It's a pretty commonplace thing nowadays, and in some cases, it's even more prevalent now than it used to be in the past. And so really today, what I want to just try to cover is to understand what allergies are, what causes them, and how we can try to manage them holistically. We don't have to have an intervention of medications to do that. We have simpler and easier and more healthful beneficially to help to do that. So, what are allergies? We know allergies are our own immune system's overreaction to some substance that are normally harmless. So, pet dander is normally a harmless thing. The leaves, the pollen from the trees, those types of things are typically a harmless um, substance. But if your allergy or if your immune system overreacts to them, you're going to find some symptom when you come into contact with them. Pollen, dust mites, mold, pet dander, those kinds of things. Even certain medications that we can develop allergies to. And allergies really can affect us at any time in our life. We don't have to be born with it. A buildup of a buildup over time can trigger an allergic reaction. We know that there are a lot of people who have food allergies, things like peanuts, there's nuts, people who have dairy allergies or wheat allergies, and even bug bites can cause us to have immune system issues with an allergic reaction. So what happens inside of our body when we are having an allergic reaction? Our immune system produces what they call LGE antibodies against allergens. And when that happens, it triggers a release of histamine that causes us to have inflammation, things like sneezing, itching, watering eyes, things like that, that you recognize as an allergy, right? You recognize those as symptoms of an allergy. And what is happening is actually our body is overreacting, um, more than likely due to underlying imbalances in our immune system. So if our immune system is not imbalanced and or not in balance and very strong, that's when those little things that you think are so innocuous, the pet dander or the pollen, that's when those things can really start to affect us. And so some root causes. So why does the body overreact? Um, Looking at it from a holistic standpoint, allergies really stem from a deeper issue. Typically, and in many cases, the leaky gut syndrome, it is when it allows undigested foods or toxins into our bloodstream that invokes an immune response of some sort, whether it's um, hives, rashes, things like that. We can have toxic overload from things like heavy metals, chemicals in our environment, pesticides, things that stress our liver and our immune systems. And chronic inflammation is it runs pretty prevalent through many people. So poor diet, stress, or infections can lead to chronic inflammation. And when our gut bacteria is imbalanced or not balanced, that's when we start to develop immune tolerances. So our immune system is not tolerating whatever is in our environment or in our food, and that is causing us to have that reaction, what do I want to say, that allergic reaction in whatever way that manifests itself. Um, adrenal fatigue weakens our stress response. So that makes the body more reactive. It overreacts by doing, giving you hives, itching, watery eyes, that type of thing. So here's some conventional versus holistic approach. If you go to the doctor because you have allergies, you're developed a sneeze and a cough and watery eyes, let's say that. They're going to often prescribe for you antihistamines, decongestants, and steroids. That's typically what they're going to do. And what those things do are really just suppresses the immune system. It takes care of the symptoms, but it does nothing for that underlying cause that is forcing us to have those allergic responses. But in a holistic approach to allergies, we're going to look for the root cause. We're going to try to figure out, why are we doing that? And we know that we need to support our detox system. We need to detox our immune system, our bodies, our gut health. So we need good, pure nutrition to help our gut heal. Enzymes, maybe those types of things that can help our gut to heal and regulate our immune system, because basically that's what it's going to do. So we need to focus on healing from the inside out. And so what are some of the things that we can do? For our diet and our gut healing, we are going to maybe start eliminating certain foods. Maybe we're going to eliminate gluten, dairy, and sugar from our diet, or processed sugars anyway, and see what kind of a reaction that we get from that elimination. We're going to start adding in anti-inflammatory foods, things like leafy greens, turmeric, the omega-3s, those types of things that are typically not inflammatory, or that are not inflammatory, so that we can, those will help us, our gut to heal, right? We want to look at maybe supplementing with probiotics or possibly digestive enzymes to get our gut health back in order. We want to look at maybe taking some natural antihistamines just to give us some fast temporary relief, quercetin, but we can eat things like apples and onions, and we have supplementation that does that. We have that in our line of supplements that we can get quercetin into our diet. Vitamin C, we all know vitamin C is great for that. Stinging nettle is another supplement that can help. Of course, we have our moringa. So we know that moringa can help to balance our gut health. It can do a myriad of things to help us with allergic responses. So we want to also look at supporting our liver support. There are things like drinking lemon water, especially first thing in the morning. Get your glass of water, squirt some pure organic lemon juice from the lemon into your water. That often helps. Milk thistle and dandelion tea. Now, does that not remind you of like your grandparents? Those were the kinds of things that they used to help support their holistic health. Wasn't holistic health back then, it was just the way that it was. Obviously, we want to reduce our alcohol, our sugar intake, and the processed foods. We all know how bad those are and how inflammatory those can be. Very, very bad for our liver. Some other things that we can do to help alleviate the symptoms are nasal cleaning. If you've never done that, if you've never used a neti pot, those are great for calming your sinuses down, helping to dry up the secretions in your head, your mucous membranes, and those types of things. There's also a nasal oil called Nasia oil. I have actually used that myself, and it helped me tremendously when I used to have seasonal allergies. I no longer have those seasonal allergies, and I credit Moringa with helping me to alleviate that from the time I was a small child until I was an adult. I would have issues every spring and every fall when I live in a climate where the weather changes drastically. So when we would go from very cold to very hot or very hot to very cold, then my head would be upset. I would have allergic responses and sometimes end up actually sick from it with a fever and a cough and the sneezing, that type of thing. The Nasia oil is awesome for that. It's not very expensive. You can find it on Amazon. Give it a try. I think you'll like it. Steam inhalation is also great. And if you have some eucalyptus oil, essential oil, you can put that eucalyptus essential oil in there, and that helps to open up your sinus passages. How do we reduce environmental toxins? Big question, right? It's a $64 question. In our homes, we want to try to use natural cleaners as much as possible. Things that are not, free of parabens and those types of things. You can get an air purifier. Washing your bedding weekly in hot water will help to cut down on things like dust mites. As much as anybody even who's a clean freak, we're going to have dust mites. They're just in our environment, and those things can spark allergic responses in us. And then we want to talk about the mind-body healing. So stress increases the histamine. The histamine is what causes that allergic reaction, or is what is the product when we have a stressor. We have a stressor like pollen from the trees. That stressor is what creates the histamine that causes that allergic reaction. And we can support our nervous system by breath work. If you Google that, breath work, you can learn breathing techniques that will actually calm your body. Meditation and prayer obviously will also help you to do that. Grounding, walking barefoot in nature is a great way to just calm yourself down and help with that stress. Journaling is also a great way to help you de-stress. It mentions EFT tapping. I don't know if any of you have ever gotten into the tapping. I never actually did that, but a lot of people seem to identify with that and work that into their schedules. So I just wanted to mention that also essential oils that are for allergy relief are lavender. Lavender is highly anti-inflammatory and it is very calming, so it helps to de-stress you. Peppermint helps to open up your airways, and eucalyptus will also help to clear your sinuses. The method you can do, you can put them in a diffuser with water and have that diffuse into the air and inhale it. Or you can apply diluted directly to your chest to help open up those airways, much like we used Vicks back in the day, right? And then some lifestyle tips that you can put into place that will help with your allergies. Did you know that if you eat local raw honey, that can help you if you have a sensitivity to pollen in your area? Because you're actually you're ingesting that, and it acts like a vaccine of sorts and helps you to develop a resistance to that. If you go outside and you spend some time outside, shower and change your clothes afterwards because you're dragging that pollen in on your clothes. Staying hydrated, like always, helps a myriad of things, but it does help to thin the mucus that's maybe in your head. And our sleep is so important. Can't say this enough about allowing our immune system recovery while we sleep and the importance of that. And then an action plan might be to identify the specific triggers. So journal your symptoms, like the date when they happened, where you were when they happened, what you ate, what you drank, things like that. And you may start to see a pattern. Clean up your diet. It's as simple as that. Eat whole foods, organic foods, support your gut, liver, and microbiome. And we're all doing that by consuming our moringa every day. Reduce the toxic exposures as much as possible. Add herbs to your cooking. Herbs are a great way to get the medicinal benefits of herbs, and they are very healing. So you can do that. Obviously, we're all supplementing, and we just need to stay consistent because healing takes time. And, allergies are really not random. They are signs of internal imbalance. And we can reduce or even eliminate them by working with our body, listening to our body, not against our body. Every step towards holistic health makes you more resilient. So with that, I am going to stop recording. Get rid of that. Stop sharing. There we go. Now we're back. All right, so we are going to close out this recording for question and answer. Hopefully you'll join us the next time so you can get in on the question and answer portion of this. Take care.